All right, what's up, boys and girls? It's Accro Brandon, and it's almost Thanksgiving time. So I wanted to make this video. I talk about doing it every Thanksgiving, and then I never do it, or I just do it after the fact, and it's too late. So here it is. It's Monday. It's Thanksgiving weekend. You're planning on doing a turkey. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. This is your first time. Maybe you've done it a couple of times. It doesn't come out very good. You're not very efficient. You're trying to figure out, how am I going to get everything done because this thing's supposed to cook in the oven for 3 to 4 hours. Well, I have your solution for you. Every year that I make Thanksgiving dinner, I do it by myself because I used to be a chef. Part of it is I'm a one-man show. I don't want anybody's help because I have my own flow. But the thing is I have this oven over here and I only have one of them. So how am I going to be as efficient as I can with the time that I have with cooking a turkey, making the mashed potatoes, maybe you're making stuffing and all of your different sides, okay? So today we're going to tackle the turkey, but if you do some of the prep each day, a few days before, by the time you get there, some of the stuff you only need to reheat. Like maybe tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to roast off a bunch of carrots, get them ready, cook them almost all the way, and that way on Thanksgiving Day, I can just throw them in the oven for 15 minutes, get them really hot, they finish cooking, done. One thing down, right? So if you do the work all the way up, you're there. So today we're going to talk about the turkey. So if you get a turkey that's like 10 to 12 pounds, maybe even a little bit more, you're supposed to do it 350 degrees, takes a few hours, give or take. Oh my God, I just sneezed and you guys didn't even see it. So what I like to do is I take my turkey, I butcher it, I cut the breasts off of the bone and the legs ahead of time. That way I can brine the breast and make it super juicy. I guarantee it'll be the best turkey that you've ever had. And sometimes what I'll do, since I have two breasts, one I'll make more traditional with like salt, pepper, thyme, maybe a little bit of garlic. And then the other one I'll do with like kind of a special, I call it a Spanish rub, but you can call it whatever you want, with like a little bit of paprika and some chili powder and a little cayenne and maybe a little brown sugar, and I rub it. So then you can have turkey two ways, and they usually taste pretty delicious. So what I'm going to do for you today is show you how to break down the turkey and then get it ready for brining. Because with this way, it'll only take you an hour. So in the morning, you can take your turkey breast, you can cook it in the saute pan, make it really nice and dark, and then flip it over and it'll be cooked maybe a third of the way just from the pan. You slap it in the oven for 30, 45 minutes, bada boom, bada bing, done in an hour, and you can use the oven all day long and you don't have to stress too much, okay? So, what do we need? Turkey. Booyah! Okay, so we got some Nature's Promise free form. I don't know what. It's supposed to be like organic and shit. Ooh, a pop-up timer. We ain't gonna need that sucker because we're doing the shortcut method here. Okay? Now, oh my God. I just straight out busted my cutting board. Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. Look at this. The turkey was too much. Dunzo. Look at this. This is hilarious. Booyah Isaiah, what's none other than my main man. Well, that's fucking hilarious. So the good news for this is that I have a whole nother prep cart down in the basement, because when I ordered this one, the drawer was missing the panel that holds the things in the drawer, and I thought they were just going to send me like a new little sheet for the drawer, and they sent me a whole new kit instead. So I guess what we're going to do here really quick is finish breaking my cutting board and then continuing on with the video. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back. That was about 5 to 7 minutes of time wasted, but nothing too bad, right? Hey, he's handy and he can cook too, right? So let's try this again. Cutting board. How about a turkey? Boom. There we go. Okay, now we're ready to get down to business. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that, or have you ever been in the kitchen with me, you know that I don't like to wear clothes. I'm like the real naked chef. So let's get this party started. Oh, right? Because clothes are restricting, and I don't want to get any of this turkey juice on my nice shirt, so I'd rather get it on me. That way I can take a hot shower later. Right? Anyways, we're going to need a knife. You can use whatever one you got. I got this Vuitton one here. I got this one over here. These are my favorites. This is my good old trusty one right here. It's actually got a little bit of chipping back here on the back of the blade. I don't know if you can see that right there. Probably from a couple years ago when I was like hacking at the bird itself. So I'll probably have to hone that out here one day. At any rate, let's cut this bad boy open. I'm going to start upright so I can feel that there's a bunch of juices in here. So I don't want them to spill out everywhere, right? And obviously make sure your hands are clean. I'm going to peel this open just a little bit. And, you know, if you're a vegetarian, it's probably not the video that you should be watching. Got to be something out there on how to make like a soy or a tofu turkey or some bullshit like that. But, you know, which I'm sure tastes just as good. Just like real turkey without the real thing and the inhumanities. Peeling this down, I don't know, without trying to get too much juice. Lifting it up. Yeah, kind of like changing a baby's diaper, right? You grab them by their ankles, lift their ass up out of the dirty poopy diaper, lay it back down. There we go. Trash can close by. Shazam. All right. Plus, it's going to get a little dirty anyways. You know, if you don't like cleaning up, you probably shouldn't be cooking. So I'm going to take out this little oven timer. That's trash. Okay. So what you have here is you have this turkey. Oh, yeah, the blood's going everywhere. Good. So, hello. Right. So what we have is the turkey. You got the breastbone that's going to come right up here and separate the two halves. So that's where we're going to make the first cut. There's some like giblets and stuff in there too. There's this thing down here that is a piece of plastic, which is holding all the legs together and whatnot. I'll dig that out a little bit later as well. So let's go ahead. We're going to make our first cuts here, right? So you're going to work with it. Okay, I'm going to go straight up the middle just to kind of slice the skin. Right, keep going. Boom. So I can feel the breastbone is right here. I like cut right on it. So I'm on the right side of it right now, and then it'll split to the left. So I'm just going to work on the first turkey breast, okay, and kind of cut down on this side over here. You'll feel the kind of like the rib cage is going to the inside. So that's all you want to do is kind of keep slicing and following the bone, and that'll help you stay as nice and close as you can get. I'll grab a paper towel real quick. So keep following it down the breast. Following, you can feel the like rib bones, rib cage, if you want to call it that. Okay, I'm going to slide it over here a little bit. A slightly different view, right? Because now I want to start peeling towards me. Okay, up here at the top is like some giblets and stuff. You just toss that in a bowl over there. Okay, now I can see that as I start to get a little bit deeper, it's going to be like the wishbone, if you want to call it that, that's coming down here. I'm just going to keep following. Yeah. If you're like, oh, this is disgusting, I just want to cut it off and like, you know, I want to have this really nice toasty bird. Yeah, you could go that route too. Okay. But if you get in here, I'm telling you, you're going to have something really good. So I'm saw in here. Good. I'm peeled all the way down for the most part. So you can kind of see this was all rib cage. Here's the meat. We're down here. Yeah, I'm just going to keep cutting a little bit deeper. See what we can find. Okay, here we go. There's kind of like where the wing, right? Here's the wing. The shoulder comes up to the inside, right? Your shoulder socket connects to the breast or the pec bone. So you can actually cut between those two bones right there. And we can saw this. Move this other knife out of the way. Okay, boom. So through that, sawing down. Keep peeling down a little bit more. We're almost there. And as you can see, we're almost there. I can see. You got to kind of manhandle it a little bit, or girl handle it, or whatever it is you want to call. Boom. So here we are. I'm going to slide this around. Now I've definitely pulled it off. Here's the shoulder socket, right, or the shoulder bone, whichever is where the wing connects. Okay. And then right up here, the spine is going to come up together. So I might push the leg open a little bit more. Okay. But the breast is pretty much off for the most part. So I want to just get to the legs. So I can get this half done. I'm just going to kind of saw away, see what's happening here. Okay, find out where the soft spots are. Spread open just a little bit. So here's where, right, the leg, and then it connects to the thigh. So this would be like your hip socket, if you want to call it that. Sounds kind of gross, but it is what it is. But there's that point where you can get in between those two. Okay. Yeah. Doesn't take a lot. Takes a little bit. I haven't done this in a year, right? I do it every year. That's it. Boom. Go right between these two. There we go. Around the corner. And yeah, almost there. And this is really just, you know, skin on the other side, so it's not fat or anything. It's got, well, I guess skin does have some fat, but it's not extra fat. Boom. Okay. 1/2 done. Okay. So I have the turkey breast. Yeah. I have the thigh right here. Here's the wing. Okay. So in between these two, I'm going to cut off thigh. There we go. Save the thigh for later. Sometimes I take the thigh ahead of time and I'll cook it, braise it until all of the meat starts to fall off the bone, because the dark meat's good, but it's not like excellent. Some people like having like this really big drumstick, so sometimes I'll save that and just cook up the thigh meat. But what I'll do is I'll take this and I'm going to make some stock as well, which is another reason why I like to trim it down. But I'll take the thigh meat, or the thighs or the legs, and braise them until the meat starts to fall off. So it's basically like shredded turkey meat. And then you can make turkey enchiladas on Thanksgiving. And then you have turkey 3 ways, right? You have your breast, that's natural seasoning and marinade. You have the Spanish style, and then you have like turkey enchiladas. So if you want to invite yourself to my Thanksgiving dinner for next year, I am accepting applications, or there's always Christmas. Anyways, we got to get the wing off. Okay, so I can tell that the bone is like right here. Okay, so I'm just going to cut right next to it. Boom. Yeah. We'll use this. We'll probably use this for stock. Okay, so your first turkey breast. Okay, this is what we got right here. Just right. Pretty thin, right? It's not that big. This is going to cook very, very fast, right? So I'm going to put that off to the side of the bowl. Other side. Okay, now the bird's a little lopsided now, right? Because you got meat all on one side and carcass on the other, right? So we need to still work slowly, but as you start to peel it back, right? So I'm going to go, the breastbone's really thick right here. Peeling down. Follow it down. Here's the wishbone. Yeah, over here. Okay. Go and go. Going down. Good. We're making a little headway. I'm catching a little bit of the bone here, so it's coming. So I'm going to kind of push with the knife side to see where the meat peels away. Good. Continue going back down that side of the rib cage. Slicing through. There, down to it almost. Down to like the shoulder area, the sockets right here. Cut through. There we go. Keep slicing down the side. There's actually a little bit frozen, which is nice because frozen meat slices a little bit easier. So I wouldn't say buy a frozen turkey, but I would say that if it is a little bit frozen or partially frozen, or almost done thawing, that can help you out a little bit as it goes through. Here's this. Actually, look, I sliced right over it, which you can see right here. I sliced the breast right off of the shoulder without even taking the wing off, so that happens sometimes too. Same thing on this side, right? Pull this down into view. Trying to bring this one in over here, working our way down through the thigh. It's almost there. Feel it. Be like a chiropractor after this. You're like, oh, so what's ailing you? Do you need an adjustment? Right? If you can pop that out, there you go. You can see where the part is, where it'll come off the lower half. Slicing away. Good. There we go. So this one, a little bit easier, right? I already got the breast and the thigh off. So I'm just going to take this part of the shoulder still. And I don't even have to pull this off if I don't want to, because I'm going to take this whole thing and put it into a stock pot, okay, and make stock with it. So here we have a little bit of a neck. I'll save that for stock, okay, because everybody's like, what about gravy? So let me wrap up with just this other half, right, and then I have all of this carcass, okay? So if you don't have a stock pot big enough for this carcass, I recommend getting one, okay? I have a basic ass set over there from Walmart, right? It's like a $60 pot and pan combo, and maybe it holds like, I don't know, 6 quarts of liquid or something like that. Definitely not going to be enough. Try and splurge a little bit so you can at least get a slightly bigger pan, maybe like an 8 quart or more, so that you could get something like this into a pan, okay? If that doesn't work, you're just going to have to hack a little bit more with a cleaver or your knife or whatever it is, right? Because back here, if you look at the backside, I totally left a ton of really good meat here. So what you might be able to do once you make the stock, because you need to boil this for 3 to 4 hours, is you'll get all the meat that falls off. So once you're sifting everything out, you can pull that meat out for turkey enchiladas too. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make stock out of this, right? So what is stock? Okay, it's bone broth or whatever you want to call it these days. You're gonna put it in a pot. You're gonna put some carrots, celery, and onion, a basic mirepoix. Cover it with water. Maybe you have some peppercorns that you can put in there or not. At least put a little bit of time, whether it's dried or fresh. Okay, let it simmer for 3 hours, and then you'll drain all of that liquid off, and now you have turkey gravy. You can make turkey soup. There's a ton of different things you can do. Okay, so with that, we're gonna put this aside, and then we'll come back in just a sec. Okay, so now we're ready to brine. Okay, so you need to let it sit at least for a few hours in a brine, but overnight or a couple days is totally fine. So you have your turkey breasts, okay, 1 or 2, and you also have the legs, depending on what you're going to use. So if you want to brine all of it, you can. You can put it in a pot like so. Now you put your 2 in here, okay? You make a brine, you cover it with the water, okay? If you're tight on space in your refrigerator because you have a bunch of roommates or kids or just whatever, you stock a lot of stuff in there, another option is using a Ziploc bag. So you get the gallon bags, you put the turkey breast or 2 inside of it, and you're gonna fill it with this brining solution. So what is a brine solution? It's super simple, water and salt. Now the recipe, very easy, 1 gallon of water, 1 cup of salt. That's it. So use some warm water, pour in a cup of salt, stir it up, make sure the salt dissolves, and then pour it into the Ziploc bag. You can squeeze the air out and then close it up. Or if you're going to put it in here, just make sure it covers everything, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have both of my breasts in here, and maybe I'll do 1 leg that I'm going to cook, and then the other leg I'm going to save for shredded meat. Okay, I'm going to make that brine. Now, if you want a slightly better brine, okay, you can slightly season it. So what you'll do is you'll bring the water to a boil, and maybe you'll have like a couple cinnamon sticks and some star anise, or maybe some cloves, right? Some like holiday spices, a little bit of thyme, maybe some peppercorn. So now you're making kind of like a little bit of a broth, right? Bring it to a boil, let those aromatics and herbs and other stuff steep for just a little bit. Make sure you put the salt in there as well so it dissolves. Let the solution cool down, right? Because the last thing you want to do is pour hot water on your turkey, and then it's going to cook it instantly, right? So let it cool down, and then it'll have like an extra additional infused flavor, okay? So that's where you're at with this. As I said, there's not going to be time for me to show you me cooking it at that exact moment because that'll be Thanksgiving Day. But what you'll do is you'll do this, you'll have this ready, it'll brine for a couple of days. Take it out, get rid of the liquid, just put it in a pan or in a new Ziploc bag or whatever, and let it sit. It's ready, it's waiting. Come Thanksgiving Day, take out your turkey breast, lots of salt, a little bit of pepper, maybe white pepper if you're like going super chefy and you don't want to see it. Salt, pepper, maybe a little garlic, thyme, yeah, boom, 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 both sides, here you go, good. So you can see the tenderloin of this turkey is gonna come open, so depending on how you saute it, I personally would just flop it open, that way it cooks even, because if you keep this tenderloin flopped over, this part will cook, but it'll still be super raw in here. So if you want it to cook a little bit more even and consistently, open it up like that. You'll saute it mostly on the one side. Okay, so you can get a really dark, deep golden color, and then you just flip it over for a hot second, right, just to kind of match the sear, so it's equal on each side. Boom, then you're going to take it out, you'll put it on a sheet pan, and then you'll put it in the oven. I highly recommend getting a thermometer. They sell them at Walmart. They're super cheap. You can stick it in while it's baking. It has a cord that comes out, and you set the timer to 155, 160 degrees, because it needs to be 165 in the center, but you want to stop it a little bit soon, a little bit early. That way when you pull it out and while it's resting, it continues cooking the rest of the way. So I put the thermometer in, set it to 160, it goes off, you pull it out, you'll let the turkey breast sit there for 10-15 minutes, it finishes cooking. Perfect, juicy turkey breast. Gobble, 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 right? Okay, so that's it. That's how you do it. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them up there, and hopefully that helped you out. All right, thanks guys. Bye. So I'm ready to make stock. I actually wasn't going to throw this part in, but I've got the thing in 2 different pans, right? A little carrot, celery, onion, Okay, in between both of the pots, cover it with oil, bring to a simmer, simmer for 4 hours, strain it, and you have a ton of turkey stock for soup and all sorts of other purposes. All right, that's the last little bit.